it's some satanic people who in certain sects or whatever who do certain rituals and degrading things and want you to do degrading things, but he never said Illuminati.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real thing. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Bo, let me ask you, do you feel Kels, he's set for 30 years right now? He was 50, I think 4 when he went in. Do you think from talking to the man and knowing what he's going through and knowing what he has to deal with, do you feel like he should be in there until he's 80-something?
No. I mean, that's my opinion, though. People, I can understand why other people would think different, but no, because if that's the case, man, there's a lot of other people who should be in jail for partying with young females, because I see a lot of people doing it. I know a lot of people, like, I ain't gonna expose nobody, but I've met a lot of people who I just see doing this shit. So it's like, man, it's just so common, and it's funny because people act like they don't do it. You know what I mean? But no, not for that, because he wasn't like, he didn't really rape nobody. Like these same girls that he was fucking, some of them, like from the stories I'm hearing from his family and him and seeing his paperwork, even his paperwork said that some of these girls, like, he'll have events where it's like, bro, don't let no females even in if they not at least 18, or some events is like at least 21. And then we saw it almost happen to Akon, who at that point he realized, I can't get caught up in this pattern, so I'm gonna take my ass to Africa. I mean, yeah, back to Africa, and then I'm gonna try to get money with the Chinese folks. And they loaned him $1 billion, and he put infrastructure and, you know, solar panels and in Africa, you know what I mean? But they was finna do it to him too, with a 14-year-old. He thinking like, how did she even get in? Because this is 21 and older. He said it in his song, put the blame on me. So yeah, I mean, it just go on, and it's only a matter of time, like when you get to a certain level that they gon', even if you're not doing it, like they gonna try to make it seem like you did something sexual with a female, because that's what's gonna make the public hate you and help them crucify you by public opinion.
Right. Did he get, did R. Kelly get any special treatment while he was in there, like when you were there?
No, not really. I mean, most of the gang members got special treatment, but not him, because he was safe, but he didn't really have no pull. Like, it'd be COs that'd like gravitate to him and
right, like the female COs, like, cause he's R. Kelly.
I don't know, but I mean, at the time in there, he never. It was hard to fuck a CO in there at the time, because this was during the COVID pandemic too.
Oh, yeah.
So eventually, we all got locked down, and you know, I couldn't see him doing it because it was hard to move in there during the time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You would think R. Kelly got a lot of money on his books. You would think he gets a lot of letters.
Now letters. Yes, like, despite what people think, piles of fan mail every single day, you know what I mean? But money, ironically, no. Like, at one time, the most he had on his book was like $20-some thousand. They end up taking that all off his books at once and saying he owed. And then they found some accounts and took all that. And like, even though this man done sold millions upon millions of records, he didn't have no support like that, bro. It was probably like 2 people that was really supporting him. And these people wasn't even in no position to really support him on a level you would think he desired to be supported. You know what I mean?
You know, you mentioned like people like Bill Cosby and Michael Jackson. Do you think there is an entity that he may have tried to go against or pissed off, and which could have led to this situation for him?
I mean, according to his own words, he did. You know, like, he ain't, a lot of people bring up Illuminati and stuff like that, but from what I'm seeing, people who really tied in, they never referred to this organization as the Illuminati. They admit that it's some satanic people who, in certain sects or whatever, who do certain rituals and degrading things and he wants you to do degrading things, but he never said Illuminati. You know what I mean? But yes, there is some powerful rich people who own him and his shit and own everybody else and they that, you know, he didn't want to comply with what they wanted him to do. Like even with his music, he was saying he wanted to make more music like I Believe I Can Fly and Heaven I Need a Hug or I Wish. But they wanted him to make more type of, I don't see nothing wrong with bump and grind music, you know what I mean? And he like, man, my biggest hits was I Believe I Can Fly or I Wish. Like, why y'all want me to focus on sex, promoting sex, you know what I mean? So.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, you know, I went out to an R. Kelly concert out in Grand Prairie and at the Verizon Center, and you know, my girl went up there for Step in the Name of Love, and then went to the back for like 45 minutes, and I was out there with a bunch of other single fathers and single men, and just wondering what the hell's going on. And we had no, you know, we didn't know what was going on. They had to put their phones up, so you know, she came back, of course, but maybe it's just a bitter baby daddy, a bitter husband that brought upon his downfall, possibly.
Brother Joe,
it's a lot of bitter people.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This. I want to get serious for a minute.
Please.
And let me talk about the plight of the black man and the emasculation of the black man. So when you think about Bill Cosby, think about Smokey Robinson, R. Kelly, all the rest of them, Tupac, Mike Tyson. What y'all got to understand is, it's not, everybody say the Illuminati, but it really is white supremacy, right? Anytime a black man rises above, you know, normal status and white people is bowing down and faint with him, you know, you see what happened with Michael Jackson. He come out, everybody faint. It become a concerted effort on the part of certain white supremacists to bring them people down. And I told brothers and sisters, I said, watch. I said, Bill Cosby is just the embryo. He's the beginning of what's about to happen. Since Bill Cosby seen P. Diddy, now we're seeing Smokey Robinson, you're going to continue to see it because, you know, black folks have two things. You know, well, they have one thing. They have melanin, their hue. So what that does is that creates motor skills and intellectual skills. And if you go back into history, you hear about Dr. Charles Drew, Benjamin Banneker, you know, Kwame Nkrumah, you know, the brother who was the richest man on earth, Mansa Musa. You'll see all these brothers, you know, have always had a problem. And look what y'all familiar with Ibrahim Traoré, the brother of Burkina Faso? He's all over the internet. Y'all got to be up on it. So he had 19 assassination attempts on his life in the last 2 years. You know what he did? He kicked all of the imperialism and the colonialists up out of his country, out of Burkina Faso, and he took control over his gold. And now what they're going to do, they're going to be refining the gold right there in Burkina Faso. And ever since he did that, it's been 19 assassination attempts. But he's so intelligent, he's only 34 years old. So he got like these African spirits to discern. You know, so they had him, they were going to give him some poison tea, right? So all the generals were sitting around at the table, Joker, and when they were sitting at the table, you know what I'm saying, they asked him, they said, dear leader, drink this tea. And he noticed that the guy that was serving him the tea, he'd never seen him before. And he know that his general was complicit because the way he was acting, the way he was looking. He said, General Bo, he said, is it strange that this guy can serve me tea and I never met him before? And he said, no, it's not strange. It's atypical. It happens all the time. He said, okay, well, General, you drink the tea then. The dude that drink the tea, come and find out, the dude was sent by the French. You know, they was trying to kill him. They got all this technology. So that goes to show you, they did the same thing to Gaddafi. They did the same thing to the guy that came before him. Anytime a black man rise, bro, they're gonna try to take us down. And that's just facts.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move it. Hey.